Hey there, yogi friends. Today's class is all about balance. If you have a wall available in your house, I recommend being near it. Balance is actually super beneficial for our bone density. And especially as we get older, we tend to lose balance, and this loss of balance is actually what causes injuries in older adults, which once you start getting injured, it becomes kind of a cycle, right? Because your body is no longer as capable of healing rapidly. So finding balance really as soon as we can is so important for our health in the future, and additionally it's a great way to help us throughout our daily lives, right? We need to have some sort of balance. So if you have a wall nearby, please place your mat near it. You can pause the video and come back. But you can get the benefits of balance without actually having to balance, right? This whole act of weight bearing on a single leg is what gives us the benefits um, with balance. So you can hold onto a bar, you can hold onto a chair, you can hold onto a wall, and you can still get those amazing benefits of balance. And at the same time, you're training the stabilizing muscles in your leg and feet to actually give you the power to balance without the wall. So the wall is like a training wheel, but you get all the benefits and you're actually training your body to be able to balance without the wall. Okay, I'll stop talking for now. Another really important thing when it comes to balance is core work. So if you can grab a block or a book or a ball or really anything that you can squeeze between your thighs. We'll start with a little bit of core work. I did not prepare, so I'm going to quickly move forward and grab my block. But even a rolled up towel, just something that we can squeeze. Our core is so important to so many aspects of our life, but also when it comes to balance, this is actually where the balancing comes from. So there's two main places where the balancing happens. It's here and here. So a big part of it is tricking your brain, right? Your brain's like, oh no, I don't have both feet, I'm gonna fall. And you have to sort of override that and be like, no, I'm safe. So that's where your breath comes in. It should be louder than your brain telling you you're gonna fall. And this should be engaged at all times. It'll make it so much easier. Okay, let's start on our backs. So go ahead and lay down. And we'll start just bringing some movement into the legs. So take your block. I like to use it this direction, so like the medium way in between my legs. If it's better for you to do it the small way, feel free to do it. I just really like to be able to like squeeze the block. So in between the legs, as close to your pubic bone as you feel comfortable. And make sure that your ankles are underneath your knees. You can peek around and check. Arms by the side. Lift one shoulder and tuck the shoulder blade on the back. Lift the other shoulder and do the same. And then on your next inhale, press into the feet and lift the hips. And as you do, really squeeze through that block. And then see here if you can lift the toes. So we're going to lift our toes a lot in this class. Lift them and spread them wide. Give me really wide toes. So the tendency when we're balancing is often to grip the toes on the mat. This actually pitches us forward and makes it harder for us to balance. If you lift the toes, you activate into the four corners of your foot, and this is where your stability comes from. One more deep breath in, squeeze that block. Exhale, lower the hips down, and then extend the legs straight up to the ceiling. So flex the feet if you can. If this isn't comfortable, you can point the feet as well. But if you can, work on flexing the feet, right? So I want really strong legs here, as if you were standing on them. If I came and flipped you over, you could hold yourself standing. Squeeze the block. Toes are pulling towards the face. Bring the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Take a full inhale, squeeze the block a little bit more. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. Take a full inhale. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone with the hips. Another inhale here. And exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Inhale, squeeze the block. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Take a deep breath in, keep the elbows wide. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Inhale again, pull the navel towards the spine, and exhale, lower down. And again, take a deep breath in. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Inhale, squeeze the block. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Tiny little movement there. Inhale, and exhale, lower down. Can you give me 5 more like that? Inhale. Exhale, shoulders wide, head and shoulders lift. Inhale, pull the navel down, squeeze the block. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Inhale, and exhale and lower. Full breath in. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Inhale, squeeze the block, pull the belly down. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Squeeze the block. Next exhale brings you down. Beautiful. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Inhale, squeeze the block, pull the belly down. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Full breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Deep breath in, squeeze the block, navel to spine. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Full breath in. Exhale and lower. You're down to your last one. Inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Take a deep breath in, squeeze that block. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, release. Release the legs. Bring the soles of the feet together. Bring the knees out wide. Woo. So you can keep your block nearby if you'd like. It may be handy throughout the class. Another deep breath in. And a full breath out. Beautiful. Bring the knees together, pull them into the chest, and rock yourself all the way up. Okay. So active feet is really important. We're going to start by stretching the feet. So, again, you want your toes really wide, right? So, for me, it helps to actually manually do it. So, my pinky toe gets a little bit lazy. So, spread the toes out really wide. You'll bring the knees down to the mat and sit back on the heels. So if this is too much for your knees, you can bring a block underneath, right? Or if you need to just stay standing, that's fine too. You want the heel of the foot in line with the ball. And this is gonna burn, and I'm sorry. But the important thing is to activate through our feet, and in order to do that, we need our feet to be open enough. Roll the shoulders back. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips. I know you want to pitch forward. I promise it's over, almost over. I'm right there with you. One more really deep breath in. And hands down, exhale, tap it out. Ooh. So if you do that every day, it gets better. It's never going to be amazing though. Okay, so hands and knee. We're going to start playing with our balance here. So knees underneath the hips and about hip distance apart. Hands underneath the shoulders. Start by extending your left leg back. Now, go ahead and check in with the body here. Did your hip roll open? Make sure that hip point is facing down. Did your belly slouch? You see how my rib cage dipped down? Pull the belly in, flatten the back, and then lift the heel higher. Beautiful. Now, bring your gaze down in between your hands. Pull the navel in, and then reach the right arm in front of you. Beautiful work. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bend the elbow back and bend the knee forward. Can you hold it? Really nice work. And inhale, extend. All right, 3 more like that. Bend. And extend. Exhale, bend. Move slowly here. Balance is about control, not speed. 2 more. Bend. So if you're behind me, that's fine. We'll all meet and extend. Hold it up. Can you lift everything a little bit higher? Can you press the floor away a little bit more? Can you pull the navel towards your spine? Exhale, round the back, elbow to knee. And inhale, extend, firing up those stabilizing muscles. Exhale, round, navel to spine, use the core. And inhale, extend. Exhale and round. Really nice work. Inhale, extend. Exhale and round. One more. Inhale and extend. Exhale and round. Inhale, extend. Bring the right hand down. Start to open up that left hip. You can stay here. If you would like to, we're going to lift that left arm up. Now, the more you turn your right toes to the right, the easier the balance will be here. If you want to challenge, bring that right shin parallel to the long edge of your mat. And breathe. Can you lift that leg a little bit higher? Can you activate through the right shoulder a little bit more? Another deep breath in. And exhale, release, left hand down, left knee down. Ooh, and just shake it out. Give me a few rolls of the spine, really nice. And switch directions. All right. Sit back on your heels. Stretch out through the shoulders. Bring your hands to clasp at the base of the spine. Pull the clasp away, open the heart up. Really nice work. Maybe roll out the head. You know where we're going. Straight to the other side. All right, come back to hands and knees. Every side of the body is different. This could be a completely different experience for you. Balance is often very different on each side of the body. So be nice to yourself. Try not to have too many expectations. And we'll begin by extending that right leg back behind us. Really nice work. So check in. Pull the navel in, flatten the back. Press the elbows in, press the hands into the mat. Shoulders engage. And then look down in between the thumbs. Extend that right arm forward. Check back in. Core engaged, shoulder engaged. Really nice work. Make sure that that right hip isn't rolling open. Toes are pointing straight down. And then exhale, bend that left elbow, bend that right knee. Woo! And extend. And bend. And extend. So when we bring this movement into balance, it's really easy for us to fall out of the pose. Find a spot that isn't moving. You have two more. Stare at it. Fix on it. Bring your attention to it. And then focus on your breath. Move as slowly as you need to get to where you're going. Extend everything back out. Get strong in your core again. Navel to spine. Exhale. Round the back. Elbow to knee. Can you pull the right heel closer to the glute? Inhale, extend. Exhale and round. And extend. 3 more. Round. And extend. And round. And extend. You've got 1 more. Exhale, round, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Bring that left hand down. You'll open the hip up. You are welcome to stay here. If you'd like, you can start to spin those left toes more towards the left. Come onto the left hand, reach the right arm up. And again, if you want to challenge, those left toes spin so that that shin is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Lift that right leg, navel to spine, breathe. Two more breaths. One more deep breath in. And exhale, both hands come down. Both knees come down. And we're going to make our way down to our bellies. Really nice. So start just with the forearms out in front of you in a Sphinx pose. Pull the chest forward, roll the shoulders back. This should feel really nice. After that tabletop, your shoulders might feel a little tired. This is a really nice refresher. And then from here, we'll do a quick sequence of cobras. So we talked about core being important in balancing poses, but our core isn't just our abdominal muscles, right? Our core is the muscles along our side and the muscles in our back. All of that is our core. All of that is our support in balancing poses. Lower the chest down. So I want you to bring your elbows in line with your shoulders, and then your arms are bent at a 90-degree angle. Look straight down towards the mat, keep the back of the neck long, and then lift the arms up, right? So your elbow, your wrist, and your shoulder should be at a 90-degree angle, and your elbows are lifted just as high as your shoulders. Imagine there's a pencil in between the shoulder blades and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. On your next inhale, start to lift the chest up. And then exhale and lower down. So the feet should stay planted. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. It's much harder without the arms. Inhale and lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale and lower. 2 more times. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Last time, inhale, lift and hold. Bring your arms behind you. If you can, clasp the hands. Pull the clasp away from you as if you're trying to hook your hands around your feet. See if you can lift a little bit more. And exhale, lower down. Really nice work. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Press back to the knees. And press back to your first downward facing dog. Almost 20 minutes into the class. So pedal out the feet here. It's important that we really work into those feet. We get them nice and warm so that when we come to our balancing sequence, the base of our body is ready. So a few times, come up onto the toes and bend the knees, straighten the legs, and then release the heels. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, straighten the legs, and release the heel. Come up onto the toes and bend the knees, straighten the legs, and release the heels. Can you give me one more up onto the toes? And bend the knees. And straighten the legs. And heels release. Really nice work, guys. Inhale. Reach that right leg up behind you. Bend that right knee. Open up the hip. And give me some ankle circles here. Roll out through the ankle. Beautiful. And then switch directions. And then go ahead and step that right foot forward. Walk your hands around towards the long edge of your mat. You're going to bring both toes turned out, heels in, sit the hips down low, coming into your goddess pose, and then bring yourself up. Woo, so the legs should really start to fire up here. If you want, you can bring your hands to the thighs, you can bring them out, like wherever you can live in this intensity. And we're going to start to get a little bit more into the feet and ankles. I like to bring my feet in a little bit closer here. I have really long legs, and for me, this proportion works a little bit better for where we're going next. All right, look down. Make sure your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. So if your turnout isn't this big, it's like this, that's totally fine as long as your knees match your toes. If they're in 2 different directions, you've got a really big problem. So find your pose. Take a deep breath in. Prepare. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the heels up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale and lift. Keep the integrity in the spine and shoulders and lower down. And lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Really nice work. 3 more. Lift and lower. And you know it. Lift and lower. On this last one, we're going to hold it. Lift and hold. Ooh. Legs should be burning. Can you sit a little bit lower? Ooh. You feel active through those feet? Really nice. Another deep breath in. Exhale, heels down. Ooh. Turn those right toes forward. Your left toes are going to turn towards the long edge of your mat, so warrior 2 feet. Reach that right arm forward. This might be a great place for a block underneath that right hand. Bring the right hand down to the mat. Left hip is open. Left arm up. Right, so into your half moon. So we were here already, a modification of this, with our knees down. Find that pose. Find that stability. You want to be really light on this right hand. Can you lift the toes of that right foot? It's okay if you can't, just play with it. And then bend that right knee. Keep the shape of the body, and then very gently, see if you can start to lower the left foot back. Come up, warrior 2. All right, find some grounding, find some stability. We got a few more balancing poses to move through. So get your grounding here. Whatever that means. You can bring some movement into it, that's fine. Whatever you have to do. Actually, let's all do that. Bending the right knee and then straightening the right leg. It feels really nice. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. As you straighten it, reach the right arm forward. Left hip goes back. Come into your Trikonasana or triangle pose. So this is a balance pose. So if you sometimes feel a little woo, wobbly, you are balancing here. Really bring your awareness to the 4 corners of your feet, right? This back leg should be just as active as this one. Your weight should be distributed evenly through these 2 legs, even though the torso is leaning forward. All right, keep all that, and we're just gonna tip ourselves over into our half moon once again. All right, so you can bring a tiny bend into that right knee, shift forward, lift the left leg up. Really nice work, really nice work. Okay, from here, look down. Get really strong in that right leg, start to bend it. We're gonna bend that left knee. So the left knee comes in line with that left hip, kind of like when we were in our tabletop and we brought our knee out wide. As you come up to stand, you're gonna bring that left foot as high up the right leg as you can into your tree pose. Whew. So again, use a wall if you need to. You'll still get all the benefits of this. Find your focal point, something that's not moving, so probably not me. Your hands are wherever you find steadiness. The core is engaged. The heart is lifting. Can you lift the toes of that right foot? If you fall out of it, just get back in. All right. Start to bring that left knee up into the chest. It's a really long balancing sequence. That right ankle is probably on fire. I know mine is like, when am I getting a break here? All right, keep that focal point. Start to extend that left leg behind you. Toes point down towards your mat. Heart comes forward, but you keep the chest open. So think of that cobra. You can even bring the arms out to that those goalposts if that works for you and your balance. Really nice work. The heart is open. The shoulders are squeezing that pencil on the back. that left leg is active and lifting. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bring the left foot down to meet the right, fold forward over the legs. Woo! So that right leg should be on fire. Really nice work. Okay. Step the right foot back behind you. So we're in our low lunge and just rock forward and backwards, kind of releasing through that low leg. This should feel really nice after that stabilizing work. Really good. So the good news is we do have to do all that again, but it's on the other side. So your right leg will get a bit of a break. So you can either keep that right knee lifted or lower it to the mat. We're coming either into our side plank or our side plank modification. So for your side plank modification, the left leg extends, and you come back here. Again, working those stabilizing muscles we need for balance. If you're coming into your full Vashisthasana, you come to the outside edge of that right foot, left leg stacks, left arm reaches. Right? So just like when we were in our tabletop, both sides of our body are going to be incredibly different when it comes to balance. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, left hand down, downward facing dog. So try not to have too much of an expectation on this side. Let your body go where it goes and be really kind to the fact that it may be a completely different experience. All right, so that left leg is going to lift. Bend the knee, pull the heel in towards the glute, and then roll out that left ankle. Really nice work, guys. And reverse directions. All right. You're going to extend that leg and step the left foot forward. So I'm going to rotate on my mat so that my back isn't to you. We're coming back into that goddess pose, right? So your toes out, your heels are in, and you're coming up to stand. So find this first with the feet flat on the mat. Do you feel a little bit more stable? Maybe not, maybe the right leg's tired and you're just like, oh man, this is so much worse, why are we here again? All right, arms wherever you can keep your shoulders relaxed. So maybe hands on hips. You're gonna lift the heels and lower. Lift the heels and lower. Just 3 this time. Lift the heels, hold. Can you sink the hips lower? Can you breathe? And down. Coming into warrior 2, left toes turn towards the front of the mat. Right toes turn towards the long edge of the mat. Beautiful work, guys. And you're gonna reach that left arm forward and tip yourself over, half moon. So you get 2 chances with this, right? This is a feeler. We're just scouting out how our body feels on this side, okay? Notice where you are, right? You get a little bit of a cheat here. How is your balance on this side? Really beautiful. Bend that left knee, and very gently, as if I was tipping you over, you're gonna come up into your warrior 2. And then all together, we're gonna find our grounding and our breath. Straighten the left leg and bend the knee. And just move in and out of it, right? Can you lift your toes here? Really nice. Find your own rhythm here, right? This is the nice part. You know you've got a lot more balancing coming up. Try to be here and not in the future of the sequence. Really nice. The next time you straighten your leg, send that right hip back, reach the left arm forward, left hand comes down, right arm rolls up. So, What did you learn from that last half moon? Can you find the activation you were lacking in this pose? Because again, this is our half moon, just tilted differently, right? It's a similar shape. Can you tap into the strength in the side body, the strength in the outside of that right leg, and the stability in that left foot before we slowly start to tip ourselves forward? Nice work. Find that spot that's not moving, right? You know we're going to bring some movement into this balancing sequence. And this is when we fall out. We hurry the movements, and we don't focus on the breath. If you need a wall, grab a wall. There is no shame in that game. Okay. Are all four corners of your foot active? Lift the toes and check. Bend that right knee so that it's in line with your hips. Bend the left knee. Press into the foot. Core is engaged, core is engaged. We're coming up into our tree pose. Beautiful. That right knee comes up as high as you can bring it. Anywhere but the knee is good, and your hands are wherever you feel most stable, most balanced. Really nice work. Grab a wall if you need to. Can you lift your toes? Can you relax the shoulders? Where could you find a little bit of ease here? Bend the left knee. Bring that right knee up into the chest. Really good. So you'll feel the core holding this leg up. You should feel it from the low abs here. That's what's holding you up. Really nice. Arms are wherever you need them to be. Focus. We're moving again. Deep breath in and take your time coming back into your warrior three. And if you'd like, you can bring those arms up into that goal post, squeezing that pencil in between the shoulder blades. Heart is open, neck is long, toes are relaxed on that left leg. You're almost there. And bring both feet down, fold forward. Woo! Really nice work. All right. From here, you'll step that left foot back and step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Let's come onto our toes, lift our heels, and bend the knees into the chest. Relax and straighten and release. And again, toes, knees bend in. Straighten the legs, heels come down. One more time, come onto your toes, lift the heels, bend the knees, straighten the legs, and heels come down. You're going to bring that right leg forward. Your right knee comes behind your wrist. Your shin is parallel-ish to the front of the mat. Really likely that your heel's fairly in close towards your glutes and towards your hips, and that's fine. If you need to place a block under your hip, if you have a lot of space there, go ahead and do that. This is your gift. So however you need to feel comfortable, go ahead, release down. So here we're stretching out those muscles that helped us move through that intense balancing work. And the muscles in the outer glute. We'll get into the IT band, and then we'll stretch out the fronts of our ankles, right? But notice how much of your body is resting on the ground here. Can you feel safe here? Can you notice that you're supported here? So balancing poses can bring up a lot of feelings and a lot of really chaotic energy. And for me, for a long time, balance poses gave me feelings of inadequacy. I had a really bad injury and left some extreme nerve damage in my lower body. And it made balancing very difficult for me, and it was a source of anguish in my practice. So can you forgive your instability and only focus on the fact that you tried today, that you showed up, because that's winning. It doesn't matter if you used a wall. It doesn't matter if you fell out more than you fell in. You did it. And I'm really proud of you. Walk the hands in. Start to scoot that left knee in. Step the right foot about a third of the way back on the mat. Pull both legs straight. So again, your block might be really nice here. You want both feet grounded on the mat. Left hand underneath the left shoulder or on your block, and that right arm lifts. So you are balancing here. So again, if you feel a little wobbly, that's okay. This is a balance. Try to press down through the inside edge of that right foot. The more you do, the more you'll feel this in the outside of that right leg. And you may be screaming right now. That's okay. Let it out. Let's all do it together. Take a really deep breath in. Exhale. Ah. One more time. Ah. Really nice. Bring both hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. And we'll move to the other side, left leg forward, coming into that pigeon pose. Set up however you need to. Again, remember both sides of the body are incredibly different, so if you need a block on this side and you didn't on the other, that's fine. Do you. Find your relaxation. Let go of the breath. Where can you start to let go of that control? So our balancing practice is very much about stability and having this control and power over our own bodies and our own movements. Now we're doing the opposite. Where can you let go of that? Where can you soften? Where can you relax? Where can you send your body the message that you did the hard work and now it's your time to revel in it, to sink into it, to swim around in that delicious soup of your practice. Really nice work. Give me 5 more deep breaths. Last 3 breaths. And start to walk the hands in, bring yourself back up. You'll tuck the toes, lift that right knee, step the left foot about a third of the way back. Shift the hips back, both legs are relatively straight, both feet are on the mat. Your right hand is under the right shoulder, and your left arm lifts as you twist. And again, the more you press through the inside edge of that left foot, the more you'll feel this in the outside of that left leg. You can feel it in the calf of that back leg, the right leg. And you might feel it all the way down into the ankle of that left leg. Breathe. And we'll do a few more of those clearing breaths. So take a really deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really good. Last deep breath in. Exhale, bring both hands down. Step the left foot back and bring your knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes this time and sit back on your heels. So again, if this is too much on your knees, that's fine. You can sit on a block here. Oh, we have a little guest appearance from Miss London. Bring your hands back behind you. And you're going to lift the knees up. So we're getting into the front of the ankle here. Knees lift only as high as it feels good to you. It's almost done. We're rolling towards our Shavasana. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release. So for our Shavasana today, I'm going to offer for us to be on our stomachs. Again, balancing work can be a little off-putting. It can kind of ironically throw off our balance. And I want you to feel really safe in your Shavasana. So we'll come into an Avasana. You'll come down onto your belly. Create a pillow for your head with your arms. Rest your head down on that pillow. Shake your legs out. Shake your body out. Notice the support of the ground beneath you. Really let your body relax into that. And to help us further settle our bodies and our nervous systems, our minds, and our breath, we'll go through a few rounds of equal part breathing. I'll do the counting, you'll do the breathing. We'll inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. And we'll start all together by taking a really deep breath in and exhale it out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a really deep breath in and a full breath out. I invite you to stay here as long as you need to feel grounded, to come back to center, and to take rest. I thank you for sharing your practice with me. And in everything you do, be loud, be expressive, and be yourself. Namaste.